Yo, guys, what is going on? It is P1 back in the building, right here, starting up a new series on the channel. We're getting ready to start up a new series, and it's a series I've been teaching for a while. Most people, if you've been keeping up with me, you know this is something I've been planning to do, but now I'm finally getting ready to actually start doing it. Most people know I'm a fan of Total Extreme Wrestling. It's one of the games that I played very well. I did a couple of pilots for the series back in 2016. I did one for 2020. But now I'm actually going to go full-fledged. I'm actually going to do a full-fledged series on the game. So, my scenario, I think it's a pretty simple scenario. It's probably the most popular scenario in 2016. I'm going to do it on 20 because I have 2020 and I'm ready to do it on 2020. And I think that this will be a good series that you guys will enjoy. So, we're going to be doing WCW Lives. As you see, the date's May. It's May of 2001. This scenario is pretty simple. WCW didn't get bought by the WWF in March. Instead, it's been allowed to continue. A month is completely off. No, a month is completely gone, and we're here, and we have Nitro, Now, I have no idea, where the series is gonna take us, but it's definitely gonna be something that's gonna be very interesting to play throughout. And I'm probably gonna do it like a little bit of a week. This is probably gonna be a little bit of a weekly series. So, right now, as you see, we don't have a whole lot. Let me see. I'm gonna take a look. First thing I'm gonna take care of is our roster because there's definitely some people that I think that are gonna get the cut. So I'm going to look through the roster. I think we have about 50 people or so, and if there's someone I don't like, I think I'm going to get the cut. I'm going to make the cut. All right. So, our roster. I'm going to start. I'd like to divide it by perception because that's the big thing this year. Instead of push, it's perception. And it's based on it's based more so on what the fans believe, more so than what you want. It's more so based on the fans in this regard. So, for perception, our major stars, we have Booker T, Buff Bagwell, DDP, Eric Bischoff, Jeff Jarrett, Kevin Nash, Lex Luger, Ric Flair, Scott Steiner, Sid Vicious, and Sting. Okay. So this is a pretty nice amount. As you see, there's no Hogan, there's no Goldberg. These two these are two of the people that have left WCW by this time. I know Goldberg left like in January, so after the Sin pay-per-view, if I'm correct, and Hogan left, I think, back after Bash at the Beach as he was dealing with the lawsuit from Russo. Again, that's if I'm correct. I'm not going to say I'm 100% correct, but that's if I'm correct there on my WCW history. So, Sid, I'm going to cut Sid. And this is the reason why. Sid starts off in this game injured for 3 years. We can't perform surgery on him, so we can't lower it. So I think Sid is someone that we're not going to use. We really can't use that much. I don't even think he can perform angles. Let me see. He can work angles, but I don't think I have plans for Sid in my strategy. So I'm going to let Sid go. All right, now let me take a look. Let me see what else. Let me check our stars. Palumbo, Dustin, Dusty, Canyons, Rick Steiner, Sean O'Hare, Shane Douglas. Okay. I'm fine with those for the most part. I don't have any real complaints with them. I have Arn Anderson, Bam Bigelow, Kidman, Heenan, Adams, Blanchard, Calgaro, Disco Inferno, Ernest Miller, Hugh Morris, Jim Duggan, Conan, Lance Storm, Mike Austin, Remy Jr., Road War Animal, Sean Stasiak, Stacy Keebler, CB Ray, and Vampiro. Okay. So Stevie Ray is retired. Okay. I don't think we need Stevie Ray. Especially because he doesn't have a good psychology experience and reputation as a to be a really great road agent. So I'm gonna see if he can come out, and he's not willing to come out of retirement. That's the one thing I really love about this game is you guys try to convince people to come out of retirement, like WMMA 5. So he's not willing to come out. I think that's gonna upset Booker. I'll probably go ahead and do it. I'll probably just give Booker a bunch of money just to be okay. So, but yeah, let me go back. Duggan. I know I'm definitely gonna release Duggan because I don't have use. I don't really have much use for Duggan. So I think Duggan. I'll let him go. Recognizable. Okay. Looks right. Big Fido. Fit Finley. Okerlund. Kasiyashi. Mark Jindrak. Mirja. Mike Sanders. Mike Snade. Helms. Sarge. Tony Schiavone. Tori Wilson. And Yang. Okay. And lastly, our unimportance. Oh, wow. We got a ton of them. Okay. So I see some talent that I think I'll be using. And that, and this is going to be a big thing, I think, for us, is really getting this unimportant guys, a lot of these guys, and getting them into recognizable at least, and making them great mid-quarters. That's going to be something that is going to be a really big goal for us. Okay. So, let me see. Now let's look at our television deal. Okay, so as you see, TNT, and TBS are not interested in bringing us in based on, based on real life. Because by now, TNT, the executives at Turner, because, the AOL Time Warner merger happened, and new heads came in for networks, especially for TNT, and they made it clear that they don't like, they weren't fans of wrestling. They didn't want wrestling on their shows, and that also kind of led to the demise of the company. We start off with a deal with FX, which is good, I think. It's better than not having a deal at all. So FX, let me see if we can get any other deals, because we're definitely gonna need some more deals. Okay, they're willing to offer us a deal. And I don't want to do late. I want to do late night, but I don't want to because I don't want to pay the 10,000, especially because I don't know how we're gonna be money wise just yet. So I don't want to take that risk if I can help it. A good tip for anyone playing is always try to see how much revenue you can get out of every split because it makes a difference. It really does make a difference. Now Mexico, I don't think there's anything. Yeah, there's nothing. Okay, British Isles. All right. I think I'll go Eurosport. Oh yeah, and especially high risk, and if they're pro wrestling, that's also gonna be very helpful. That's also gonna be very helpful for us. So we definitely want to be able to make that kind of a deal if we can. So yeah, let's sign the deal. Japan. I'll go Fighting TV Samurai. I think a that'll be good for us. And I know probably some people asking, am I gonna do Thunder? Yes, but not yet. I'm gonna hold off on Thunder for a little bit, just so I'm gonna hold off on Thunder just so I can build that way. I can focus on one show. I really want to focus on one show, and that's Nitro. Not that I don't want to bring Thunder back, because I do want to bring Thunder back eventually later on in the series. But for right now, Nitro is our show. We want to focus on it, and we want to build Nitro up really well. All right, let's take a look at our titles. Okay, so we have 4 belts. I think I'm going to bring back, let me look at all the belts. Some of these are retired, like the Cruiserweight title is still intact. The Cruiserweight tag belts are retired, which I think for my series, I'm going to keep them unretired. Just so I just don't see a good use for them at the moment. So I'm going to keep them kind of unretired. The hardcore title, that's definitely going to stay retired. The WCW Hardcore Championship was not a good idea. It was not. Oh my God, Bischoff held the hardcore title. Oh wow. The U.S. Championship, I'm going to vacate. Simply because I think that there's other feuds that I can build around that U.S. Championship in my mid card. So I'm going to vacate that. World Heavyweight title. I do not like how that looks. Okay, that looks better. That looks better. Booker, alright. So the thing with Booker, I'm going to keep it on Booker, but this is the thing. He starts off in the game injured for a month or so. So I'm not going to be able to use him for a little bit. But I'm going to keep the belt on him because I do have plans for him with the belt. And I do want to give Booker that a good ring if I can really try. If I can really try, I want to give Booker a true World Championship reign because he really hasn't had a really true championship reign that really went a great length. So that's going to be, I think, one of my big goals for this series is to give Booker T a really nice title reign. The World Tag titles, okay, that's fine. The TV title, oh, that's retired. I'm going to unretire the TV title. I have use for it. I think that if I get it in our undercard, with our undercard division, I think that will be really good. So I'm going to unretire the TV title. I'm going to put that to use. Now, let me check our storylines. Okay. Booker Steiner. That storyline is fine. I'm going to keep that. But because I want to build on the storyline, but I can't really build on it a whole lot because of Booker's injury, I think Sting will be a good person to do the wrestling for this storyline for Booker. And I think probably for Big Bang, I'll do a number 1 contenders between Steiner and Sting. And Big Bang, like I said, is going to be the first show that we're going to... And Big Bang is going to be the first show we do. Chavo and Shane Helms. That storyline is the Cruiserweight storyline. That is fine the way it is. I'm going to keep it. That storyline is just fine. Plum Hair versus Team Canada. I have no problem with that storyline. That storyline is just fine the way it is. Ray and Kidman versus Skipper and Romeo. I think I'm going to... This was, I think, the Cruiserweight tag storyline. And I'm not really going to be doing the Cruiserweight tag titles. So... I think, let me see. I'm going to change it up a little bit. Because I definitely want to put more focus I definitely do want to put more focus on the cruiserweight division. That's gonna be like one of my big goals for this series, is to put more focus on the cruiserweight division and really build that up. So, Kid Romeo and Rey Mysterio. I'm gonna keep them, but I'm gonna change the alignments so that way no one is aligned. And cruiserweight four way, and I'll just turn it into like a cruiserweight four way kind of a feud. Okay, the cat, the limo driver, and the canyon. I have other plans for. I think I can use Canyon in other ways, so I don't want to do this storyline. I don't. I don't think I really was even a fan of that storyline to begin with. Okay, old fuse reignited. Dustin, Dusty, Jarrett, and Flair. Okay, so I think this storyline. I think I'll do just fine with it if we take out Dusty and if we take out Flair. So I think that storyline will be just fine the way it is. And we have 5 storylines. They're basic storylines, yes, but they're good story. But they're storylines that I can use to kind of elevate. That I can use to elevate talent. And that's the main goal of the storylines. To make storylines to help elevate. I probably will have another storyline in set, but right now I need to focus on scheduling. I wonder if there's any pay-per-view I can get. Probably not. Yeah. But I know, I think we do have a contract with In Demand. I think we do. Let me check. Where is. Yeah, okay, yeah, we do. So, so we have 4 deals for Nitro. All right. And again, like I said, I wasn't gonna do Thunder just so we can focus on building a really good Nitro. Once we get Nitro to a decent level, since we restart this, then I think I'll start adding in Thunder to the mix. So maybe about 3 months or so. So probably about August or maybe like September, I'll probably bring in Thunder to help build with that. So Nitro, I'm gonna move Nitro just because I do not want to tape a Nitro right now because I want Big Bang. Because I'm gonna try to follow Bischoff's plan to where Big Bang was his first show. That's gonna be my goal. Try to follow up so a Big Bang is our first show. Now, I want to see if we can bring in some stars. Now, let me see. Any wrestlers? And let me see. Let's do 50 popularity. Be between 50 and 100 popularity. Oh wow, we have a lot of stars that we can try to bring in. Anyone who really seems. Let's filter that again in USA. Let's try that. Okay, now we got a more smaller list. So I have to wait a little bit to bring him in. Goldberg, we're definitely not bringing him in at least for a year or so. We're not gonna get Goldberg. Disciple, I don't really have plans for. Butterbean, I don't have much plans for. Henning, I think will be a great addition to our roster. Okay, so he wants a high cut of the merchandise. I'll give him 20. Okay, he wants more. All right. Okay, so 35 is fine. Dave Boy's in rehab. Hogan is injured, and plus, I'm pretty sure he has no interest in coming back. Jake Roberts Jake Roberts has a lot of problems. Jerry Lawler. He'd be great for commentary. But I think WWF will pick him up. I think WWF will pick him back up. So, not the best interest. Duggan, we just got rid of him. Shamrock. I would love to bring Shamrock in, but he's going to be out for a year. That's the thing with this thing. So many people are out at the start of this. No, and I just released Sid because he's going to be injured for 3 years. No point bringing him in. Okay. So let me see. 30 to 50. Anyone else who I think we could bring in to really put on some good matches? Liger, I think, would be a good person to bring back for 9 months. I think Liger will help out a lot with the cruiserweight division. I think he'll be a good person to kind of help fill in for a few matches or so. RVD would be really good. I think I could put on a good feud with RVD. Would be good to face off with Mysterio. 3. Give him about 20. Okay, that's good. You know, we have a lot of, ECW talent that's available. Because, ECW, went out of business. So, we have a lot of that talent available. Psychosis will be another good person for our cruiserweight. For our up and coming cruiserweight division. Because that's going to be one of the big things that I think I'm trying to build is a really good cruiserweight division. That's going to be one thing that I'm focusing on building is a decent cruiserweight division. If I can get a decent cruiserweight division, I think I'll be doing my part. I think I'll be doing my part very well. We're so not bringing in Tank Abbott. No. We're so not bringing him. We're so not bringing him in. He can't work. He doesn't know how to work. Oh wow, Gangrel is weird. Baltimore Dragon is injured. So Tony Brown has some decent skills. I think he needs a little bit more in his basics. Not so much in his basics, more so his technical and aerial abilities. I think if we got those up a little bit more, I would definitely think about really bringing him in. I think he'll be really good. Devin Storm has some pretty good skills. I think I'll. He was released. He was recently released. I don't know why. He has good skills. I think I'll give him a go. I think I'll give him a go. I want to see what he can come up with. I want to see what we can do. I want to see what we can do with Devon Storm. So let me see. So I think that will be, you know, our first step. I think we're definitely look to sign some younger people down the road, but let's try to focus on Big Bang if we can. here for another day. Let's see. Okay, we have more. Our bids and other companies are starting to kind of get into the thing. Are starting to get into the mix. Devon Storm. What are they offering him? Oh, okay. So, no, I'll try to match those same terms. About 13,500. Okay, so 13,380 is as much as Bischoff is gonna allow. I was waiting for Bischoff to intervene. Okay, so if we don't get Devon Storm, not much we can do about that because we can only hire as much as the Booker will allow us. So, 42 months. Okay, Henning, we got. We've got Henning. I think we've got Henning set. RVD. I'll give you that same cut. I'll match that, and then I'll give you 19,500. See what that does. Okay. And we're gonna sim another day. All right. Okay. So we're still in this contract battle. Oh. Okay. So we got Psychosis and Devon Storm. Okay. I don't think I gotta worry about TCW. And I'll give you 22,350. No signing bonus. It's gonna be 26,180. Bischoff might. Yeah, he's gonna pull in the. He's gonna intervene. Okay, so that should be alright. Hopefully that's enough to get RVD. I hope so. I really want to bring in RVD, I think. Alright, let's continue on. Let's head back in. Okay, no decisions. So then, alright, we're going to advance one more day. We're going to advance one more day, and that should take us to the pay-per-view. That should take us into the pay-per-view. All right, and this should be our final episode before we get to our first part one, and we really start to book these shows. It's gonna be our final part. Okay, so David Flair. Oh my god, I forgot we had David Flair. Um, okay, we got RVD. All right. So, that's going to be our final part for the moment for the first part of the series. When we come back, it's going to be part two. When we come back, it'll be time for, well, technically it's part zero, so we're back for part one. And we'll be booking our first set of WCW shows. Big Bang will be the first show we do, and we'll book the following Nitro after that. That should be part of part one, and we hope to see you then. Until next time, well, thanks for watching, buddy, and we'll see you next time. P1, signing out. Bye bye.